I'm Kristen Hawkes, Distinguished Professor in Anthropology at the University of Utah. The human ape paradox applies to our life history. Ours is different from those of the living great apes, and yet it must have evolved from an ancestral condition with features they all share. And among all of them, infants begin to feed themselves while they are carried along by their nursing mothers, eating the same thing she is eating, and then they become independent feeders at weaning. So moms then can commit to the next one. Well, spreading savannas in ancient Africa would have opened novel foraging opportunities, but with likely novel trade offs. And lessons about those come from modern people who are foraging in African savannas. Hadza women earn predictable daily rates from plants that thrive in those seasonal savannas. But it takes size and strength to do that. And youngsters are just too small to be effective, so they depend on their moms. But Hadza moms have next babies well before the previous child can feed itself. They can do that because weaned dependents rely on subsidies from grandmothers' foraging productivity. Those lessons were part of the basis for a grandmother hypothesis to explain the evolution of our distinctive life history. And models and evidence now suggest an array of other things that are attached to it. Our postmenopausal longevity dragged along all those old men, and that biased the sex ratio in the fertile ages toward males. And male biased mating sex ratios across all kinds of taxa are associated with mate guarding, the likely basis of our pair bonding habits. Increased longevity delays development and slows neural maturation across the mammals, including us. So ancestral infants with their slower developing brains wired to a world in which the maternal commitment, that's the birthright to other ape infants, was entirely lacking. Their survival depended on engaging others in trying to do what would establish relationships and commitment. And that likely lies behind the extreme social precociousness of human infants. And it's likely the beginning of the social appetites that we carry lifelong, that lie behind what we're doing here. Those may be legacies of the foraging productivity of ancestral grandmothers.